Live from Wave in Louisville, Kentucky. This is Listens Live.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon to you, and thanks for joining us here on Wave Listens Live. I'm your host, as always, Brian Shlonsky. But as you may notice from the video on your screen, we are not in studio today. We have escaped once again out here at the Kentucky State Fair, and we are joining you today inside the great cookout tent. We will make our way inside the South Wing here to see some exhibits in just a second. But as we take you to the rundown now, I want to show you some of the topics we'll be discussing out here at the fair today. We are with the Kentucky Corn Growers Association. We are going to talk all about corn producers, soybean producers, pork producers, poultry, and more right now on Listens Live from the Kentucky State Fair. So to do just that, I have got several people that are going to help us through these segments here today. I've got three with me right now in the cookout tent here outside of the South Wing. I want to start here. Jim Bob Outland is the Kentucky Corn Growers Corn Shack guy, so easy to see you based off the t-shirt here.
Yes, sir.
We've got Steve Farrar, who is right in the middle, Kentucky Pork Producers Association, and then there on the end we've got Nathaniel Keith. He is from Kentucky Poultry Federation. So between the three of you, we're going to get into all of the reasons that these food groups are so important, not only to the fair, but to Kentucky as well. So let's start with you, Jim Bob, talking about corn, what it means to the state, and kind of the mission out here at the State Fair.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate the opportunity to speak on behalf of Kentucky Corn. So this is where all this culminates, okay? Every booth you see in here stands for an association that's made up of local farmers. And that's our mission, is the farmers inviting our communities, Kentucky, to our table. So that's what this is all about. So we represent Kentucky corn farmers all around the state. These guys are just down-to-earth, family guys. That love what they do. They're passionate about what they do. They're passionate about being responsible to the environment. They love their land. It's a true statement that you can take the boy out of the country, but you can't take the country out of the boy. And so they love what they do. They're passionate about what they do. They're passionate about producing food that's safe and healthy. It's about keeping our animals healthy and happy so that they produce for us. So really that's what it's all about, just bringing all this together, the consumer with the farmer, come together around the same table.
When it comes to farmers, this is an issue, if you want to call it that is finally being spotlighted here in our country. People saying, hey, these are folks that we need to not only support, but take care of. We want to know where our food comes from. These people are local, they're our neighbors, and they're doing a good job at what they do. We want to keep it here, not only in the United States, but in Kentucky. So how are we able to support when it comes to whether it's corn or other farmers, specifically here in Kentucky?
Well, Brian, I think that's so important. In our country today, there seems like there's a divide sometimes between suburban and urban areas. If you'd like to eat, thank a farmer, because without these groups, without these farmers, there would be no food. And so I just really want them to understand that the farmers really care. I mean, they care about their land, they care about soil conservation, and they care about the environment, and they care about producing a quality product. So when it comes to policy, when it comes to voting, when it comes to anytime you can give a voice or support, that's where people can support this, is in the grocery store and the voting, and when it comes to policy and procedures. So that's how they can support.
Get involved where you can. Well, obviously you mentioned if you like to eat, thank a farmer. Well, nobody comes out to the state fair if they don't like to eat. So we're going to move down the line here. I want to bring Steve into the conversation again from pork producers. And Steve, from the pork producing perspective here, obviously you can see you guys have a big imprint here at the fair. And what do you want people to know when they're interacting with the folks that work at the booths that you guys host throughout the week?
What I try to provide is to make sure you got a friendly face when you come to the pork producers. I am new. I just took over in January. It's all about Kentucky. That's all it's about. So everything we got, everything we have in our booth is Kentucky proud. So from our pork chop to our barbecue to our pork dog, everything is Kentucky proud. We try to do it with a friendly face, and we want you to come back.
How important is it, being that everything you serve is Kentucky proud, to interact with the other folks out here, whether it's corn or poultry, or we had beef on yesterday? Are you guys all together on this?
Yes, all the commodities here, like you said, we have we have beef, we have fish, we have chicken, and we have corn here. We all work together. This commodity tent, we all put it together at one time, so we all just would like to make sure it's Kentucky pride.
Well, we are so appreciative you guys are out here and able to do just that. I want to move down the line here, bring Nathaniel into the conversation, because obviously poultry, a big part of the fair as well. So kind of any mission that you guys are highlighting this year, this fair, that you want people to know about?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Really, what we're trying to do is put a face to here in the booth in the Kentucky commodities, and really make it known to the Commonwealth that we're here, and that we're here for you, and we're here to feed Kentucky families from Kentucky farms.
Is there anywhere specific when we're looking to find you guys? I'll go down the line. We're obviously here in the cookout tent. This is a great spot because it's shaded. You can hear music from the big tent. It's not that far away. There's an area outside of this. Kids can kind of run around safely. But this is an easy spot to find you. Anywhere else at the fairgrounds if we're looking for poultry?
Yes, you can go right into ag land, and we're right there in front of there in the commodity groups, right there, right beside the pork producers, and we're there with a friendly face and a smile to educate all the Kentuckians about Kentucky poultry.
Okay, well that's easy to find you then. You're right next door.
I have 6 booths out here. Of course, we have one here. I have one in South Sea. Got one in the Circle. I'm in the Concert. I also have one over there by the horse barns. So I'm pretty much everywhere, and it all have Kentucky.
Yeah, you guys were busy on the Happy Together, the senior night. I saw that was the crowd was up maybe 80%, so everybody was in line. Okay, let's talk corn. Best places to find you. This is obviously an easy one.
Brian, we're right here. This is us. This is our one and only booth right here at the fair. It's a cookout tent.
What does it mean to be a part of the cookout tent? Because I know this is a favorite spot every year. People seek this out specifically for these Kentucky Proud products.
Brian, it's family. It really is family. As Steve has said, we work together. Of course, pork needs us. We need pork. We need chicken. The poultry industry is a #1 corn buyer in the state. So a huge amount of our corn goes into poultry feed. So we really all need each other. And I think that's what people get when they come here. It's a family atmosphere. We're down-home people serving down-home people, and that's what Kentucky's about. That's what I love about Kentucky, how everybody works together. We see families. Yeah. We see families. It's so refreshing to see families working together, playing together, having a good time together. So that's the special part of this tent. It's everybody works together.
Well, we've been blessed with some basically perfect weather the last couple of days, so come out here to the Kentucky State Fair. Again, if you want to find everybody that we've discussed, whether it's poultry, whether it's the corn folks, their big stand right here behind me. We've got, of course, pork as well. Come on out to the cookout tent outside of the big tent, pretty close to the south wing, and you will find everything you are looking for food-wise this year at the Kentucky State Fair. Be sure to stay with us here on Wave Listens Live. We have got 2 more great segments to go. We are moving inside for those. A couple more folks to introduce you to. We are talking all the great areas you can visit in and around Ag Land after this short break.
The Wave Charlie Wilson's Jen Air Kitchen is furnished by Miller's Fancy Bath and Kitchen, Kentuckiana Countertops, and Annabelle's Oriental Rugs. Thanks to these great sponsors.